Good morning, my viewers and learners all over the world. This is your regular host, Valentine. The last session we talked about volumes of cube and cuboid. Today we'll continue with the series of volume of 3D shapes. So today we'll be looking at more of triangular prism and cylinder. So first thing first, you need the beauty of volumes of such 3D shapes is the whole idea is to understand the once you can understand how or once you can understand the formula. I repeat, the formula is the main issue. Once you know it, you are good to go. So for the volume of a prism, the first thing is the volume of a prism is known as the cross-sectional area times the length. The question you ask is what is the cross sectional area? You can see the cross sectional area looks like a triangular shape. You can see it here. It looks like a triangular shape. This is a triangle. And the question you ask yourself is what is the area of a triangle? The area of a triangle is half base times height, also known as base times height divided by 2. So don't panic. You will always be given this. You always be given the shape. You'll be always be given the shape. Once you can figure out the shape and you know the formula, you are good to go. Then we look at the cylinder. We said the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times height. Pi r squared times height. If you notice, pi r squared is the area of a circle, which is the area of a cycle times height. So this is the cycle, this is another cycle. So the formula for a cylinder is area of a cycle times height, which means it's a combination of the area of a cycle times the height. So let's look at the classwork. So this is the examples. I would like my learners to go through this. Because of time, I will skip this example because it is well explanatory so that we can move on to the class work and see how it goes. So the first question we have this, and this. Remember, we are only concentrating on volume of a prism and that of the cylinder. That is what we are looking at this point in time. Definitely, there will be series upon series. We started with the volume of cube and cuboid, which has been posted. Now, today, we'll be looking at volume of prism and a cylinder. So now let's look at this. As usual, I will attempt one of the questions and I will encourage my learners or viewers or anyone during the revision session to do the other one. That is what we'll be doing. And if you have any issues, you can always post it in my comment section. I'll be more than glad to assist. This shown below is a triangular prism, which is this. The question says find the volume of the prism. The first thing first is to understand the volume of a prism, the formula. The volume of a prism is capital A times O. Remember where A is known as the base times height, which is the formula for area of a triangle. Base times height divided by 2 times L, which is the length. So first thing first, we need to solve for the area of the triangle here. So what's the base? This should be the base. because looking at this is a triangle. Yeah. So the base is 5 times the height here is 4. Remember, the height here 4, there's every chances too that it can be written outside there. Please don't be confused. The height for this triangle can be either inside or outside there. So times height, which is 4, divided by 2, times our length is 12. So if you solve this is 5 times 4, 20. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So that will be 10 times 12. 10 times 12 is the same thing as 120 centimeter cube. You can see how it goes. Once you solve this, so we'll encourage my learners or viewers to have a go at the question number 4. Once you've done this, you can now move to the answer slide to cross-check your answer. Remember, you do this honestly. So let's look at this other one. Which one should we have a go at? Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at question number 4. Below is a cylinder with diameter 8 centimeter and height 10 centimeter. Find the volume of the cylinder. Remember, give your answer in terms of pi. First thing first, what's the volume of a cylinder? The volume of a cylinder is the combination of the area of a circle times height, which is pi r square times height. Remember, we are told to give our answer in terms of pi. Remember, this is a diameter. To solve for your radius, I've talked about circles to part of the circle. Please, I will encourage my learners to please visit the video session on circles. So diameter is 2 times radius. So to get your radius is diameter divided by 2. So for explicit and easy to understand this more or to deepen the knowledge of a cycle, I've done session on a cycle. Please, I will encourage my learners to go back to the video clips, video session, and understand that. So once you understand that, you can always come here to appreciate this topic very well. Remember, the volume of a cylinder is a combination of what? The area of a cycle times height. So now, this question here, the formula is pi r square times height. Remember, we're given the diameter, which is 8 centimeter. And in the formula, we have radius here, and we don't have the diameter here. So what we just needed to do is to divide the diameter by 2 to give you a radius. So that will be pi times, our diameter is 8 divided by 2, that will be 4. So that will be 4 times 4 times, what's the formula for our height? 10. I'm not given the value for pi. Remember, our pi is 3.142. But based on the question we are asked, we are told to give our answers in terms of pi. Therefore, you are not giving value for pi. You maintain the symbol. So our pi will be, we still maintain its times. 4 times 4, 16. 16 times 10 is 160. Our final answer becomes 160 pi centimeter cube. You can write it as 160 pi or pi 160. They are virtually the same thing. Pi 160 centimeter cube. Any way you write it is still the same thing. You get your full marks. Now we can now move to the answer section to cross-check our answers. You can see this is correct and this is correct. So at this juncture, we've come to the concluding part of this. Because remember, as mentioned earlier, we'll be looking at different series of volumes of 3D shape. The first one, we've looked at the volume of cube and cuboid. Now we'll be looking, what we just concluded at this moment is the volume of prism and cylinder. So once you've cross-checked your answer, and I will encourage you to do that honestly, as we approach the forthcoming exams, please do well to do more practice. The more you practice, the more you deepen your knowledge on each topic. Remember, all this, my video clips, is a quick revision session to help to aid your personal studies. And thank you very much. This is your regular host, Valentine. I will see you in the next session. Bye.